because you've tried bringing up your feelings or bringing up your needs to them and they immediately shut them down because it's just too overwhelming. Love wasn't love. Care was love. I caring about somebody equals them loving me. That conditioning, that treatment from the time I was an infant trained me to be essentially an emotional support child. You always make me feel better. Whenever I'm around you, I just relax. You've got such good energy. I love coming around you. When you were a baby, you tuned right into me. If I was upset, you were upset. You were crying. I don't know what I would do without you. Thank you so much for listening. These are the types of things that I have heard over my life from those around me who conditioned me and trained me to be an emotional offload, that trained me to be essentially an emotional support child. And what I learned, and it's taken me all this time to finally start to unravel it. What I've learned is that situation, that conditioning, that treatment from the time I was an infant, because the stories have continued on. And the thing about the stories is that I always kind of assumed that those stories about you always make me feel so comfortable. I feel so agitated, but when I'm around you, I feel calm. Like all of these stories, which I felt were praise on me for being a good person in their life, for being a steadying force, all these things that I felt proud of the fact that I was that way are like indictments of the fact that I was made to be this emotional offload. I was essentially this I can't say it better, emotional support child. When someone's having a tough time regulating, I would be brought into the situation. So here the thing about it is, and the thing that's the most pernicious about this is that I learned through this experience over time that love wasn't love. Unconditional love. Love wasn't love. Care was love. So if I cared for someone, if I regulated their emotions, if I came to them when they were feeling down, made them feel better, then I was worthy and I was loved. And what this did is that I never learned that love was love. I never felt like I was loved unconditionally. I felt like I was loved if I was performing a duty, and that duty was to soothe, to make feel better, to help regulate the emotions, to help translate the emotions, to help calm somebody down. And so what I found was that in my life now, what I find myself doing is putting myself in situations where I am a provider of care to people around me, because I feel like that will entitle me in whatever small way to love. I caring about somebody equals them loving me. Even in the fact that I know, or I knew, now I know, in those type of situations, the person being cared for often does not have the capacity to actually they show gratitude in being soothed and being calmed and being listened to, but it's not a reciprocal relationship. 48 years later, after the infant that always cried when they cried, always was tuned into the emotions. And I've even built my identity around this. People call themselves empaths. People say that they tune in to the emotions around them. If you have ever tried to figure out the emotions of a person by their footsteps, by the way a door slams, by the way that they haven't been talking to people, by the way that they're mumbling under their breath. All these things are the skills, for lack of a better word, of somebody who has been tasked with always being vigilant to watch the emotions of another person. And when those emotions get to a certain point, like the fire squad coming in, to soothe, to comfort, to help regulate. And these are things that um, I experienced way too young in my life. These are adult type regulations, not child type regulations. So, but I'm learning. I'm learning. I'm trying to understand myself. I'm trying to understand and figure out what healthy relationships look like. I'm trying to figure out and learn what I should be looking for in those around us. And most importantly, I have started to finally show up for myself and realize that my needs, because that's one of the most pernicious things about growing up in this type of environment, is that your needs are not valid and your needs have to be suppressed because you need to have 100% of your devotion, 100% of your attention focused towards helping the needs of the other person. And you know, because you've tried bringing up your feelings or bringing up your needs to them, and they immediately shut them down because it's just too overwhelming. Now you also have to regulate the fact that they're overwhelmed because you've brought up even just the simplest need. So be sure to follow me if you like these videos. I love doing them, even though they are not always easy. Healing journey, overcoming trauma, going through deconstruction. Um, I just want to share what I'm going through in case it at least even helps one other person. So be sure to follow me if you like these videos. Share this video with somebody that you feel might get benefit from it. And that's going to do it. Thanks a lot for listening. Bye.